This is DRM New Top Stories. A South Korean court has made history by approving an arrest warrant for President Yoon Suk Yeol on Tuesday, December 31st. This unprecedented decision follows Yoon's impeachment and suspension from power over his controversial decision to impose martial law, a move that has sparked intense political and legal debates in the country. The Corruption Investigation Office for High-Ranking Officials, CIO, confirmed that the Seoul Western District Court granted the warrant requested by investigators. Authorities are examining the circumstances surrounding Yoon's short-lived imposition of martial law, which critics argue was an abuse of presidential power. This marks the first time in South Korea's history that an arrest warrant has been issued for an incumbent president, underscoring the gravity of the situation and its potential implications for the nation's political landscape. President Yoon's lawyer, Yoon Kab-kun, has strongly defended his client, stating that the martial law declaration was not an act of insurrection.
청구한 영장이 발부됐다는 것이 놀랍고, 그리고 공수처의 그동안 관할이 중앙지법이었는데 전례 없이 그 서부지방법원에 영장이 청구된 것이 참 유감스럽다.
According to Yoon Kab-kun, the president's actions were taken in the interest of national stability during a turbulent time and do not warrant criminal charges. A severe hailstorm struck the city of Barueri in São Paulo, Brazil, on Monday, December 30th, transforming the streets into a winter-like scene as they were blanketed in ice. The unexpected intensity of the storm caused significant damage, including the collapse of a supermarket roof. Local media outlet Globo reported that 4 people sustained minor injuries in the incident, prompting emergency responders to act swiftly to ensure public safety. The hailstorm created chaotic scenes across Barueri, with residents sharing images and videos of ice-covered roads and vehicles struggling to navigate the unusual conditions. Many were left in shock, as such severe weather is uncommon in the region, even during Brazil's rainy season. The Brazilian Meteorological Institute had issued warnings earlier in the day, forecasting hail and heavy rains across parts of São Paulo. Authorities highlighted the potential risks, including power outages, flooding, and structural damage, urging residents to take precautions. Despite these warnings, the scale of the hailstorm and its impact caught many by surprise. Local officials are now assessing the extent of the damage caused by the storm, with a focus on restoring normalcy to affected areas. South Koreans gathered at a memorial altar in Seoul on Tuesday, December 31st, to honor the victims of the Jeju Air plane crash that claimed 179 lives, marking the deadliest air disaster in the nation's history. The crash occurred 2 days earlier, on Sunday, December 29th, when a Jeju Air Boeing 737-800 belly landed at Muan International Airport. The plane skidded off the runway and slammed into a wall, erupting into a fireball. All 175 passengers and 4 of the 6 crew members on board perished in the tragedy.
불의 사고로 돌아가신 고인 여러분들 명복을 빕니다. 우리 사회가 이 대형 참사에 다 함께 이렇게 애도의 마음을 표할 수 있도록 분향소를 마련했습니다.
However, 2 crew members were miraculously pulled out alive from the wreckage, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the devastation. Seoul residents, deeply moved by the disaster, expressed their grief. For about 2 days, I couldn't help but feel sorrowful. The news kept reporting it, and it was just so sad, said Park Byun-ho, a 67-year-old resident of Seoul, as he paid his respects at the memorial altar.
이런 비행기 사고 나가지고 어처구니 없이 이렇게 참 슬프더라고요. 그래서 지금 한 이틀 동안 근무하면서도 슬펐어요. 생각하면 자꾸 또 매체를 통해서 나오고 너무너무 슬펐습니다. 그래서 오늘 아침에 광장에다가 분향소를 설치한다고 해서 출근하면서 지금 들렸습니다.
The crash has left the nation in mourning, as families, officials, and citizens come together to remember the lives lost in this heartbreaking tragedy. Barcelona's attempts to register Dani Olmo for the remainder of the season have suffered another setback. On Monday, December 30th, the Court of First Instance No. 47 of Barcelona upheld a prior ruling rejecting the club's request for Olmo's precautionary registration. The Spanish international was signed in August for approximately €55 million but was only registered for the first half of the season due to La Liga's strict wage cap rules. With the 4-month allowance expiring at the end of the month, Barcelona's judicial efforts to secure Olmo's registration have been unsuccessful. La Liga defended its stance, stating that none of the prerequisites for granting the precautionary measure were met. The league also emphasized the legitimacy of its budgeting rules, which have been upheld through multiple appeals by Barcelona. As time runs out, reports suggest Barcelona may consider selling VIP boxes at Camp Nou to generate over €100 million to comply with financial regulations. However, this plan would require La Liga's approval. Barcelona currently sits third in the La Liga standings, 3 points behind leaders Atletico Madrid, and their next match is a Copa del Rey round of 32 game against 4th-tier Barbastro on Saturday. Manchester United's disastrous December continued with a 2-0 home defeat to Newcastle United at Old Trafford. Early goals from Alexander Isak and Joelinton sealed the win for Newcastle, who now sit 5th in the Premier League. For United, it's been a month to forget, with 5 losses in their last 6 league matches, leaving them in 14th place. Manager Ruben Amorim called the team's position embarrassing and stressed the need to fight for a win in their next match.
Difficult moments in the life of everybody, so it's a hard moment. Of course, the players are not. I didn't choose the players specifically for that position, but that I already knew. So, but I have to sell my idea. If I'm going to change all the time, it's going to be even worse. But I understand that they have a lot of difficulties because they spent 2 years playing one way, and then they are playing.
Isak's 4th-minute header and Joelinton's 19th-minute strike put Newcastle firmly in control, marking their second-ever win at Old Trafford in 40 league visits. Despite a few chances in the second half, United failed to get back into the game, with Rasmus Højlund and Casemiro squandering key opportunities. The Old Trafford crowd expressed their frustration, booing the team at halftime and during a substitution in the 33rd minute.